All right, welcome in. Brand new TSFS pod. We are live on TikTok. We are going to be going to the TikTok lines this morning because we have so much to cover on today's show. Last night was the season finale of Sister Wives, season 19, and it concluded with the dramatic funeral of Garrison Brown, laying him to rest in Powell, Wyoming, at Penrose Cemetery, where Kody Brown, his father, dug his grave. I mean, it doesn't get any more emotional than that. We are going to react, though. Fans are reacting this morning to that episode. There's a lot that's being said. It's interesting already on the TikTok lines. People are like, what a great kind of finale for Kody and Robyn as well. Like, wouldn't that have been the best conclusion for this show? Well, I have news for you on that and season 20, if Kody and Robyn are going to be on that season. And are we going to be seeing more Sister Wives this fall? And if you saw the preview last night, it was the season finale of Sister Wives, but we now have 4 one-on-ones with Suki, the host. So Suki is reportedly going to be grilling the family and, doing her job, right, as best she can of getting to the bottom of where this family stands. But one of the things that fans are talking about last night is we got a massive update on where Kody stands with his kids, including Madison Brown basically not even calling Kody her dad, literally saying, Kody, I'm so mad about Kody. I'm mad at Kody. And admitting that she would like to apologize to Robyn's children if they feel for any second that she or anyone in the family has done anything wrong to them. So it was so big last night. We have to get to all that. Plus Gabe is online again. A lot of people have been very concerned about Gabe because Gabe found Garrison when, he took his own life. And Gabe has now emerged back on social media even more. If you want to hear about that, I've got that coming up. And then Sister Wives, this 3-part dedication to Garrison is getting so much discussion online. Now there is a question of, will this series be nominated for an Emmy? I was just looking, they've already been nominated for Critics' Choice Award in the past, but they never won any awards. But was that an Emmy award-winning writing and directing for a reality show, what we saw over the past 3 weeks? I'm going to argue yes. But again, we'll go to the TikTok lines, weigh in, hit the hearts, share our live. Let's get 1,000 people on here to discuss Sister Wives because season 19 is wrapping up. We've only got 4 episodes left. And then we are anxiously awaiting when we will see the return of Sister Wives season 20. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm drinking my little dandelion tea, doing a little liver cleanse. On top of that, we have a couple other stories to talk about. Joanna Gaines. Chip and Joanna Gaines. Why are they beefing with Blake Lively? What is going on? And Blake Lively apparently confronted Joanna Gaines. Have you guys heard this story? Confronted Joanna Gaines at her own damn hotel in Waco, Texas. I cannot even believe Blake Lively. So we're going to talk about that, what happened. And then over the weekend, did you get sucked into on TikTok? Brittany Furlan, who is Tommy Lee's wife, and Ronnie Radke. If you're like me, I'd never even heard of Ronnie Radke. And if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, who the hell is Ronnie Radke? He's an American singer. He's like in a rock band. He has like a bird that like sits on his shoulder all the time on social media. It's a no for me. He's like covered head to toe in tattoos, like pass. But anyhow, Brittany Furlan has basically come out, and there's been this rumor for the past week anyway, that her marriage to Tommy Lee, which they've been married since 2019, is over after 6 years. And essentially she was catfished by who she thought was Ronnie Radke on Snapchat. And then she did a TikTok video this weekend kind of explaining the whole thing and basically saying that Ronnie won't leave her alone. She wants Ronnie to leave her alone and basically confirming her marriage to Tommy Lee is over. But Tommy Lee has now responded. So we'll get into all that. Okay, let's start with Sister Wives. So last night, as we know, Garrison's funeral. If you want to hear my emotional, I could not even get through yesterday's episode. Without crying. It was so sad. At the end, at the funeral. So first of all, Kody digging his son's grave, couldn't stop crying. Kody insisted that he wanted to dig Garrison's grave. Mitch, who would have been Garrison's brother-in-law, is a master like carver and, wood shop person, makes him an urn out of like a Viking. It was like a Viking themed urn. They lay him to rest in that. You guys, then Peyton, because if you followed Sister Wives forever, Peyton Brown, Christine's son. A lot of the boys, not a lot, but some of the boys have been in the military. Oh my God, did you not lose it? I could not even go on. Peyton goes over to his grave when they're putting the urn in the ground. And see, I'm going to get emotional. Okay, I'm not going to get emotional. Gives Garrison his dog tags and takes Garrison's. Oh my God, it was so sad. Like the whole thing, I cannot believe that this family was like brave enough. Okay. Such a wreck. I cannot believe this family was brave enough to put everything on TV. And I thought it was so well done. I mean, you talk about this 3-part series and dedication to Garrison, it covered it all, right? The family finding out about his suicide, the family like taking it in, trying to plan a funeral for a young person who's taken their life. Then also the family talking about and sharing his mental health struggles, his struggles with alcoholism. What do you do when you try everything to get a family member help? They don't want help. Then they take their own lives. Then the aftermath of that, the sadness. You guys, I don't see anyone that has watched last night's episode and not absolutely just been blown away at how emotional. I thought was it Tim? Tim and Scott were there. Scott's Kody's brother, and Tim is Kody's brother-in-law, right? Do I have that correct? And Tim did all the ceremonies last night. Oh my gosh, he did such a beautiful job. He was so poignant. He was so well said. Let's go to our TikTok lines. People are like, I was absolutely destroyed last night, crying crying and glaring at Kody and crying and glaring at Kody. I cried a lot. It was so sad, says Tina. Oh my God. I couldn't get over it. I'm probably one of the few people on the internet, today there is still a lot of debate about Kody and Robyn. Were they sincere? A lot of people feel like Kody doing family things while also there for Garrison's funeral was distasteful. I mean, look, I don't know what else you guys wanted from them. I mean, to me, Kody is a father mourning. Yeah, he was estranged from his kids, some of his children, at the time of Garrison's passing, like happens to a ton of families who go through different waves where they don't speak. Am I saying it's right? No. But I thought Kody was so emotional last night. They did not show much of Robyn, I think probably by design. I don't know how close Robyn was to Garrison. I don't think very close is kind of why I got that. And obviously producers, directors, they did not want to go into too much of the family drama. However, there were some nuggets last night. I thought that was some interesting foreshadowing for season 20. So they touched upon, it was beautifully done. I have never seen a 3-part episode. And you guys have to remember, this is probably the first reality TV child that has died while a show was filming, while the show was in the height of its success. Probably the first ever. And this family chose to share and raise awareness of people taking their own lives and the mental challenges that they have in order to help one other person. It was so good. Some people felt like Kody, it was a lot about Kody last night. I'm seeing that comment as well. Kody, it was I. I will say this. I thought they spent a lot of time with Kody, like at the grave, digging the grave. But again, I think it was to basically show like Kody's made a lot of mistakes in these family relationships. And I think, Kody wanted to put his son to rest. And again, with this show, I remember all the prior seasons and for many years where the sister wives always said that Kody was a good father and had a good relationship with his kids. I think you can argue, is that possible when you have 18 children? I don't know. You know, my mom is one of 10. Uh, all my aunts and uncles really love my grandparents. They felt like they did a good job. It is hard, I would imagine, to be a super present parent when you have 10 kids or more, let alone 18, right? But for years, they gave Kody credit that Kody was a good father. So, you know, I thought it was so emotional. And to dig your own son's grave, it was like, oh, I just think the whole thing, I still get like so sad thinking about that episode. I don't think I could watch it twice. What they had to go through. And Janelle, a woman, I mean, how many people in your life do you know that like they never cry, they're so stoic, and then something happens, like Janelle. Christine's like, I've known Janelle for 30 years and probably seen her cry all of 3 times, and now she can't stop crying. Like I think that that show will win some sort of award, whether it's an Emmy, whether it's a Critics' Choice Award. They've been nominated in the past, and the only categories they could potentially win an Emmy for is directing. So reality TV directing. Okay, let's go to the TikTok lines, and then we're going to talk about Maddie. Basically, Maddie and Janelle confirmed last night if Kody has any relationship with his kids after Garrison's funeral. Also, some of the observations that fans are making about the actual funeral scene, which TLC I thought was super respectful about. Okay. Rosie says, if I were Kody, I would be hanging my head. He failed and continues to fail all of his kids except for his children with Robyn. Understand Janelle's trauma. I went through it too. I can't stop crying. Oh my God. I know. That's like the saddest part is how many people have lost kids, how many people have lost people to, you know, taking their own lives. It's so sad. And again, like I think TLC's done this incredible job of raising awareness about suicide. If you have those thoughts that the world would be better off without you, text or call 988. Like, do it, do it, do it. You know, it's the world needs your magic. That's one of my favorite t-shirts. The world needs you. Kody seems to only get along with the younger children that he can still control. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's absolutely true. And maybe he does have a thing once the kids get older, very hard for him to connect. That wouldn't surprise me. Garrison was begging him to interact. I think you guys are right. And I think I'm not saying Kody is like a perfect parent. I'm saying I think Kody has come off as extremely sincere and grieving and realizing that he's made mistakes with his children in this 3-part episode. Now, where does he stand today? What we saw last night was fascinating in the episode because subtly, I do think TLC dropped hints that today Kody is not really connected with his children. So how do we know that? Well, first of all, if you remember in last night's episode, the first kind of half of it, Janelle actually says that Garrison's death has brought the kids together, okay? Meaning Leon, her children with Christine, her kids, not Robyn and Kody's, okay? Now, Saul and Ari are obviously younger. Brianna, they're older. And Dayton, you know, we didn't see Dayton from what I read. Dayton does not want to be a part of the show at all. Leon's the same way. But Leon was in last night's episode. A lot of people are talking about that. And so essentially last night, Janelle says that the kids have been brought together and that the kids are really the ones driving this reunion. I thought that was very fascinating. And what they meant by that is a lot of the kids have political disagreements, right? So Gwen has different political thoughts than Peyton, and some of them are conservative, some of them are liberal, okay? But Garrison's death has brought the kids together and brought healing amongst the Brown kids. That I thought was great. At the end of last night's episode, we get a rare scene with Leon where Maddie doesn't even refer to Kody as her father, says that she's mad at Kody. And also, she and Leon are sitting there basically saying they miss their relationship with Robyn's kids, probably the older children, right? Dayton, Brianna. I always forget. What's the other one's name? Everybody in the TikTok line, please write it. I always forget. Ariana, Saul. Look, there's 18 kids to remember, okay? I can't remember them all. Aurora. Oh, for the love. Thank you. Aurora, okay? They miss their relationship with those guys. Now, to me, aren't Aurora and Data and Brianna like old enough to have their own cell phones? Can't they all just hit each other up and go, hey, Look, I know our parents are like not where we want them to be, like, but are we cool? You know, right? I don't know what is preventing that. But Maddie and Leon make it clear at the end of the episode there is still a bunch of disconnect with Kody and Robyn. That Kody and Robyn are not cool with a lot of their kids, and the family is still having some distress there. And Maddie says, now this is interesting. Maddie says that she would love to apologize to Robyn's older kids if there was anything that they felt was done to them unfairly. Are we being set up for season 20 to address some of the family unrest? Are we going to see Kody, Robyn, maybe Aurora, Brianna, Dayton? Are they going to reconnect with their siblings? Are we going to see some of the kids reconnect with Kody? I'm just saying it was interesting that they dropped those nuggets in there. Maybe not. Maybe not. That leads me to what other fans are saying. And people said it on the TikTok line. A lot of people said, wouldn't last night have been the perfect season finale and conclusion of Kody and Robyn? Wouldn't it be interesting if the show continued without Kody and Robyn, because we kind of had this final chapter, right? Kody recognizing his mistakes, putting his son to rest. Wouldn't it be interesting if the show went on without him? Not going to happen. Sister Wives for 15 years, 19 seasons, has been about Kody. This show is about Kody. Cody's the epicenter. He's the star. I just don't see a Sister Wives without them unless he and Robyn really refuse to film. Now, wasn't the preview fascinating last night? Where Rob Dog is basically telling these other women, keep my name out of your mouth. And I will say this. You know, obviously, I always have lots of sources. I've been covering TLC shows for a long time. I will say this. I do hear Robyn is a very private person, that Kody loves the spotlight. Cody's very magnanimous. He's super charismatic in real life. Like, you know, he's a guy you can see would have multiple wives. Like, he's very easy to fall in love with. And Robyn is the complete opposite. She doesn't like the limelight. She doesn't do interviews. And it's not because, you know, she knows people don't like her. But like if she went on Entertainment Tonight, right? Entertainment Tonight gives a soft interview to everybody. They're in bed with like all the publicists. They're not going to, they would never have Robyn Brown on and be like, Robyn, you suck. Like they would literally be like, they'd be like, Robyn, tell us about your beautiful dolls and like your relationship with your kids and how's the new mansion. And they would be so soft. But Robyn, from what I hear from my sources, is a very private person. Doesn't like the spotlight, gets very nervous. So interesting that she's filmed all these seasons, right? So anyhow, I know that a lot of people are saying last night felt like a season finale on Kody and Robyn, but they are filming season 20. They've already filmed. I think it's going to be coming back around September. There you have it. Some of the other things that people have observed last night. Did you notice that the families were divided at the gravesite for Garrison? You had Janelle and Christine's kids on one side. You had Aurora and the crew on the other side. Kody and Robyn's kids on one side, Janelle and Christine's children and family on the other side. Did that just happen to be that way, or the families, it was so icy there? Great question. Great question. But a lot of people noticing that divide at the funeral. And a lot of people upset too. This was the other comment about Kody. People were upset that Kody referred to last night Garrison as my boy and my son, but in previous seasons, when he was mad at Christine and Janelle, it was always Janelle's kids and Christine's kids. So people are saying that Kate says that last night's show was all about him, freaking Kody. It wasn't even about Garrison, who it should have been. I thought it was a lot about Garrison. This show is about Kody though. Like what? Kody is the star from the beginning. Like why is it like not going to be about Kody? Yes, there was a lot of Kody because Kody is the star of this show, whether you like it or not. Juju says, I'm completely done with this show. I think people don't like Kody, so they're just reaching. I get it. Cody's his own worst enemy. I'm not like defending Kody, but I do think I thought the last 3 episodes were a man who was deeply distressed by losing his son. Now, will that be the catalyst for him to change? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. And maybe all your criticism and shitting all over him is exactly what he deserves, because maybe we'll come back to season 20 and he'll be right back at it. or maybe he'll be a changed man. I think that's what they were kind of trying to set up. Gabe, by the way, a lot of people thinking about Gabe Brown, praying for him. Gabe Brown is now on Cameo. So Gabe Brown this weekend announced that he is on Cameo and you can book a shout out from Gabriel Brown for $40. Hey, yes. Melanie says, stop saying that Kody is the star of the show. Kody even says it's been about the family. All right, well, my opinion. Your opinion is it's about the family. My opinion is it's about Kody Brown and his sister wives. So I think you're not going to see a Sister Wives without Kody Brown. Sorry. Let's see. I have a crush on Gabe. Well, now you can book a cameo from Gabe for $40. Apparently, he's already getting a ton of requests. People are thrilled to see Gabe jumping in the arena and making money like his siblings. You know, McKelty and Tony making a killing on that Patreon. I joined the Patreon. I'm going to unjoin it. They don't do enough content for me. I don't know. I want kind of like weekly updates, daily updates. I think they do 2 updates a month. And I think I'm at the $9 subscription when they're supposed to go live, but it's not for me. And I actually like McKelty and Tony too. I like their hot takes. She ends up revealing a lot about the family, but I think I'll just watch the clips on TikTok. Let's see. She broke my heart too. I agree. Kody is the star of the show. I feel people want Kody to take accountability for his actions and apologize for alienating the kids. I think people do. I just think over these 3 episodes, he's done a good job of beginning that process. The guy has admitted, like, my COVID rules were stupid. I'm going to be playing the what if game. What if I'd actually called him, texted him on the day he died? Mistakes were made. Things were unsaid. I mean, Kody, has he looked at the camera and like said, I really messed up with my kids. I apologize. We don't know. The producers edit for what they edit. You know, could he be saying that in season 20? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe the guy is a ladouche and we're going to see it all play out again in season 20. And someone says he has to live with the guilt and remorse for the rest of his life. Yeah, he does. Like, we all know, you know, when we're by ourselves, what really, you know, what you have to live with. So yes, Kody may have to live with that all completely on his own. I also saw a grieving man, I also saw a grieving man in these episodes, I think. Somebody else writes, love you so much. Thank you, Gail. We love you. Gail, we love you. So before we wrap up all our Sister Wives chat, did anyone have any other observations that you want to share last night in the episode? Some of the big takeaways: Gabe Brown is now on Cameo. You can book him for $40. Overall, fans are praising TLC for this 3-part series, that they did an incredible job. Almost all of it is extremely positive of how they handled the passing of Garrison. Last night's episode is being described as the saddest episode in the history of Sister Wives 19 seasons. If you were thinking this felt very final, like the show is done, it's already filmed season 20. Mary Brown has confirmed that multiple times here on TikTok. We do not know when season 20 will be out, but it is coming out. The other big things are Maddie Brown confirmed last night that she is not speaking to, doesn't have a relationship with Kody and Robyn. The family, Janelle and Kody, came together to celebrate the life of their son, but Janelle also confirmed that it's really the children, the Brown kids, that are driving the healing in this family, not the parents. That it still sounds like there's a lot of discord between Mary, Janelle, Christine, Robyn, Kody, but the kids came back together. Everybody was very excited to see Leon last night. People did notice that there was a divide at the funeral, where it seemed like Kody and Robyn's kids were on one side, Christine and Janelle and Leon, they were on the other side with Mary. And a lot of people also are just reflecting on Kody's behavior from last night with mixed reviews. So there you have it. Okay, saddest of any of the shows that I've seen. I got to tell you, again, I will cry just thinking about it, but Peyton with the dog tag scene where Peyton says, you know, I have your dog tags and you have mine. It was just like, it's so sad. I can't imagine burying my brother. And the whole thing was so tragic. For them to share it with the world, I thought was so brave and incredible. And like Janelle, how amazing that she articulated perfectly, I think, what grief is all about, right? It comes in waves. And then she was like, the day of his funeral, she's like, I'm just numb. I don't really have any words for you. It was so good. They didn't end up filming the military funeral, even though Kody and Robyn tried. Yes, we hear mixed things that Kody and Robyn did show up to the military funeral and tried to film it. They didn't show any of that last night. Let's see. He was next to her side the entire time talking about Kody. The other thing is everybody is praising Tim, the brother-in-law who led the sermon last night for Garrison. People are like, rock star. Where was Janelle's oldest son? Logan was there. Did you see Logan in the scenes? He was there. I more so feel like Robyn isn't genuine with her hurt. She cried more about a porch. Saddest of any of the shows that I've seen, Robyn didn't cry as much as she usually does with her fake crying. This was a heartbreaking episode. They didn't show much of Robyn, which I feel like was by design. I think, at the end of the day, like Christine said last night, Garrison is Janelle and Kody's son. Like biologically, that is their son. I think Robyn, I get so emotional about it last night. I think Robyn was strategically not brought in a lot because Robyn is not his biological mother, right? And I think they did not want to get that twisted. I think we really saw Janelle and Kody come together as two parents grieving more than anything else. People are confirming that Logan was there beside Janelle the whole time. Her boys don't leave her. I haven't watched it yet. Deborah, get your tissues ready, girl. It's going to be a tough one. I read that McKelty no longer has a relationship with either Robyn after the funeral. Do we know what happened? McKelty and Tony confirmed on their Patreon that they are not as close. I don't know if they have no relationship at all, but they are not as close with Kody and Robyn after what happened at Garrison's funeral. The only thing that I've read is everything you guys have read from our girl without a crystal ball, which essentially is that Kody and Robyn showed up to the military funeral, which the military put on for Garrison, camera ready and with camera crews, and had not been invited. I don't know if that's the truth or not. That Without a Crystal Ball says it is, that was confirmed to her. The family haven't confirmed it, but we do know for sure something happened. Absolutely. Okay. I'm pregnant, so my emotions were so high and I cried nonstop. Liz, that is not an episode. Last night's episode is not an episode you watch pregnant, girl. I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant and I'm sobbing. Oh my God, it was so sad. All right, let's hit a couple of quick stories and then we'll talk Tommy Lee, of course, the famous rocker Tommy Lee and Brittany Furlan. If you are a TikToker like I am, their tea and drama has been all over the internet. But two quick stories. Apparently, Joanna Gaines from Chip and Joanna Gaines was confronted by Blake Lively at Joanna Gaines' famous hotel 1928 in Waco, Texas. Excuse me, Blake? Don't you be confronting our girl? Well, apparently they did. This is what went down. Recently, Blake Lively stayed at Chip and Joanna Gaines' Waco, Texas hotel. This is according to the Daily Mail, and was, I guess, just beside herself and outraged that there wasn't better security. The Gossip Girls stay at Hotel 1928, an Art Deco style hotel owned by Chip and Joanna Gaines, went south after Lively stayed there to promote her upcoming film, Another Simple Favor. Known for being a highly private person, Lively was publicly upset about the lack of security when her identity was not protected during the visit, taking this frustration directly out on Joanna Gaines, according to sources close to the Gaines family and hotel insiders. Hotel guests are saying that Lively was out of line. The outrage ensued after hotel guest Caitlin Cooper took a video of Lively in the hotel lobby. The morning following the filming incident, Cooper tells the Daily Mail that she was followed to her car by an upset Lively, phone camera in hand as she filmed Cooper's license plate and circled the car. This alleged scene from Blake Lively does not align with her history of wanting to stay under the radar. Lively's behavior implies she was expecting VIP treatment during her visit, something a hotel staff member disagreed with. Quote, there was no red carpet, no closed off floor, said the staffer. She walked through the lobby just like everyone else. If she wanted privacy, she sure didn't act like it. The It Ends With Us actress has publicly been a fan of the Gaineses, sharing in 2016 that she constantly texts Joanna and shares ideas. Oh my God. Like anybody wants another fucking idea from Blake Lively. I mean, their friendship seemed like a solid one, but now there are new rumors that the Gaineses had a falling out with Blake Lively over this recent incident at the hotel. So has Blake Lively lost another friend? Because, oof, the Taylor Swift tea is so good. Is Blake Lively running for the most hated star? Maria asks. I think so. I think she's up there. Blake can hire her own dang security. You know, Becca, I was thinking the exact same thing from our TikTok lines. How is it that Blake Lively was staying at this hotel without security? And by the way, April 30th, so it's been a hot second, almost a month ago. Did everybody see the video of Ryan Reynolds walking around New York City without a bodyguard? Why? I really want to know why some of these celebrities, especially when they're involved in high profile cases, how are you walking around without security? Like how? I mean, you have to know you're a target for crazy people. That was so weird to me. So weird to me. I have some bad news if you're taking Wegovy and Mounjaro. A new story says that patients taking newer weight loss drugs likely to return to their original weight within 2 years, a new study says. Newer medications such as Mounjaro and Wegovy exhibit both more total weight loss and faster weight regain than the other medications. So it sounds like if you're on the old Ozempic, you might not gain the weight back as quickly, but unfortunately, oh, you're kidding. You're telling me Wegovy and Mounjaro are just a money grab here that like don't really help you lose weight long term? No. The review was conducted by the University of Oxford's Biomedical Research Center, and they sought to measure weight gain after stopping the use of the weight loss medication or a GLP-1 receptor. Researchers determined that seizing older weight loss medications resulted in a return to your original weight within 1 year and less than 2 years for newer weight loss medications. Overall, the study found ceasing weight loss drugs to likely yield a more rapid weight regain than ceasing behavioral weight loss measures like dieting. In total, 7,900 titles and abstracts were assessed. The analysis compared studies examining both new and older medications. The average weight loss on any of the 4 medications was about 17 pounds, but after stopping the usage, the monthly weight of regain was 1.5 pounds. And then within 2 years, everybody's gained it back and probably even more. So, FYI. If you're going to try to be on Wegovy or Mounjaro, get ready to stay on it. Plus, someone says I have pancreatitis and it's not worth it. Okay, Deborah, this is the thing about these weight loss drugs. Every single friend I have on Ozempic, Mounjaro have been deathly ill. Stomach paralysis, they've ended up in the ER. They can't go to the bathroom. They can't poop. They have such bad issue. I haven't heard one person that is on one of these weight loss drugs that is like feeling great. Or if they feel great, they have to take such a low dosage, you don't lose that much weight anyway. It messes with your bones too, or your muscles. Yes, it weakens. If you don't work out on it, then you can have bone density loss. There's so many side effects. It gives you reflux. It's the worst. It's such a money grab, Wegovy and Mounjaro. It's such a money grab. Ozempic, maybe because I think Ozempic helps with diabetes. I'm down 100 pounds on Mounjaro and I feel great. Good. You need to be doing a whole thing on it because apparently they just released a study. If you go off it, you're going to gain all the weight back. It's just like diets. Diets don't work. I know this. I was 60 pounds heavier than I am now. I lost weight over 3 years. I lost 60 pounds. Anytime you lose weight quickly, whatever you're doing, once you stop, it'll all come back. And it's the same with Wegovy and Mounjaro. The moment you stop, you're going to gain all the weight back and probably more. Maybe you can be on it for life. But most people have crazy side effects. Ozempic is for diabetics. Now, see, the diabetics in my life that are on Ozempic are on such a low dose, they don't lose any weight. And then they feel fine and it helps their diabetes, but it's not a high enough dosage for them to really lose a lot of weight. I have PCOS. Sheena writes on Mounjaro, I'll gladly stay on the medication forever to treat my chronic illnesses. Well, if you can, great. But most people they're saying now on Wegovy and Mounjaro are not on it long term, and once they stop, they gain all the weight back. Yeah. I'm anti-Wegovy and Mounjaro. I'm anti these drugs because I knew this was going to happen. And within 5 years, I think people are going to have very long-term side effects from it. And it's all the chemicals in our food. And the problem with food is, unlike alcohol and drugs, you don't have to drink or do drugs to live, but you have to eat to live. So you have to find a balance with food. The best books to resolve your emotional eating, if you're overweight, if you don't like the way you look, I have 3 book recommendations for you. Diets Don't Work by Bob Schwartz. Greatest book of all time. It will tell you exactly why you're fat. It will tell you exactly why you're fat. It will tell you the foods, what you're eating, the chemicals that they put in our foods to keep us fat, to keep us craving more. And it's so good. Diets Don't Work by Bob Schwartz. You can buy it on Amazon. Women, Food, and God by Janine Roth. Bible. Unbelievable. Talks exactly why people emotionally eat. It's just like alcoholism. It's just like drug addicts. The problem is, like she breaks it down, you have to eat to live. You can't you don't have to drink alcohol. You could never drink alcohol again and live like a fabulous life. You got to eat. Best book on the planet. Women, Food, and God also talks about like how as a society, we've just gotten away from slowing down and eating a meal without distraction. And basically every time you eat, when you're in front of your computer, when you eat in the car, that you're basically turning off your mind to recognizing what's really happening with your body, and you are not really hungry. If you are eating in front of a computer, if you are eating in front of a car, are you really hungry? Best book, Women, Food, and God. And then Intuitive Eating is such a great book too. You can get them all on Amazon. Okay. Let's talk about Brittany Furlan and Tommy Lee and Ronnie Radke. I had never heard of Ronnie Radke in my life. He's a rocker. Falling in Reverse is the band that he's a part of. Guy's been around for a very long time, apparently, has tons of legal issues. He has a daughter with a model, Chrissy Henderson. Been arrested numerous times. Radke also lost his older brother, Anthony, who died in a traffic collision in 2013. He was involved in a killing and a prison sentence. Radke pleaded guilty to battery and substantial bodily harm and owning and bringing a pair of brass knuckles to a brawl, which is illegal in Nevada. This all went down in 2006. He was placed on probation for 5 years and ordered to pay $92,000. During that time, he violated his probation. He had a domestic violence arrest in 2012. He then had a Six Flags assault arrest also in 2012. He had SA allegations and a defamation lawsuit in 2015. Great person. Okay. So I didn't even know who Ronnie Radke is. I never need to really know about him again. But he's now in this whole mess with Brittany Furlan and Tommy Lee. Now, I am actually a huge fan of Brittany Furlan. I loved her back in the day when she did Vine. I'm talking like 2010. I find Brittany to be gorgeous. She does stand-up comedy here in LA, like all around LA. I'm just an Uber fan, okay? So you already know I'm Team Brittany Furlan. She's been married to Tommy Lee, who she met on the Raya app, the high-end dating Raya app, in like 2017, 2018. They got married in 2019. She is Tommy Lee's, I think, 3rd wife. He was married to Pam Anderson, actually 4th wife. Pam Anderson, Heather Locklear, another model that Tommy was married to way back in the 80s. Now, Tommy is a notorious alcoholic. Brittany Furlan over the weekend comes out, does this video, and she's like, all right, I need to come clean on some stuff. Like, this is being blown way out of proportion. Ronnie Radke, ugh, okay. And he has like head-to-toe tattoos, pass. Ugh, like the blackout ones, no. No. I mean, what are you, like a printer that went haywire? I mean, who does these blackout tattoos? Aside from my girl, Kat Von D, who I really enjoy Kat Von D, mostly because she was a witch and now she's like a Christian convert. But like Kat Von D, MGK, Ronnie, ugh. I mean, honest to God, it looks like a printer that like the internet got jammed and just like spewed out all over their bodies. Pass. Anyhow, I digress. So Furlan is Tommy Lee's fourth wife. Tommy, obviously a hot mess. We all know this. I'm sure you guys all saw the sex tape with Tommy and Pam Anderson back in the day. Remember when you could like watch the adult love tapes that they all made and it was like acceptable? Does everyone remember this? I used to be obsessed with celebrity sex tapes in the in the mid aughts. Everybody's Kim Kardashian's, One Night in Paris. It was like totally acceptable to watch them. So of course I've seen Tommy and Pam's. Okay. So it's over between Brittany and Tommy, it sounds like. Brittany did this video this weekend. She's like, I'm living in a hotel. Everybody knows my husband has problems with alcohol. And essentially what she confesses is that she was talking to Ronnie Radke, or who she thought was Ronnie Radke, on Snapchat. And the thing is, conveniently on Snapchat, your conversations disappear after 24 hours, right? And she didn't want to be a creeper, so she didn't screenshot all of them. So there's really no proof, but it sounds like things were, they were like planning to hook up, right? Ronnie Radke, I believe, has like a current girlfriend. And then Radke goes on his social media this weekend and says that Brittany Furlan is a stalker. This high-end spa here that's invite only in California, in Los Angeles. The day that Ronnie and his girlfriend go, Brittany Furlan just happens to be there. Brittany Furlan says like, oh, please, I was just going to pick up some, I've been going there for years. I was going to get some SPF lotion or whatever. We just happened to coincidentally run into each other. Okay. So, and then Ronnie is, of course, trolling her because Ronnie's like, I'm not interested in you. He's been a longtime fan of Tommy Lee's. And how does somebody get catfished in 2025 on Snapchat? Okay. First of all, there are so many good scams now. I get scammed all the time. So this poor girl is lonely. She's over Tommy. She thought she was getting with Ronnie. Ugh. Obviously, she has low self-esteem right now. Brittany, you can do better. Okay. So this whole thing like blows up. Now, Tommy Lee has responded by posting an Instagram video of himself in studio working on a new song called Stupid Girl, which everybody feels like is dedicated to Brittany. It doesn't sound like it's going well between Tommy and Brittany. Now, Brittany also says she immediately told Tommy everything that was happening, and Tommy has been reaching out and harassing Ronnie. So both sides are saying, leave me the F alone. Brittany's like, Ronnie, like nobody, you're the one hitting me up. Ronnie says she's hitting him up. Ronnie's like, I want you to leave me alone. I want Tommy to leave me alone. There you go. Now, Brittany and Tommy Lee have no kids together. But of course, he has 3 ex-wives, as we talked about, Pam Anderson, Elaine Starchick, and then also Heather Locklear. Lee and Anderson share 2 kids together, Brandon Thomas and Dylan Jagger. You've seen both of them. They're all over. Like they show up all the time with their mom, Pam Anderson. They look like very nice young guys. The Baywatch alum slammed Brittany Furlan, Tommy Lee over his drinking in 2018 after he got into a physical fight with his oldest son. Anderson said Lee has, quote, a disaster spinning out of control and claimed that Brittany Furlan keeps him drunk. Sources at the time told Page Six that Furlan had driven a wedge between Tommy Lee and his close circle. So will Tommy Lee now be reconciling with his kids? Is it over between he and Brittany? I'm a Brittany fan. She's got a type, which is not my type, but no, my type is John Hamm. Okay. And my husband, who doesn't look anything like John Hamm. Okay. And I'm here for the tats. Like you can do 2 tasteful tats, maybe a 3rd, but I'm sorry. Once we get into sleeves and on the face, no. No. You look like you're troubled. So we will see how it all plays out, but it does look like these 2 are separated. And I spent way too much time watching this. Are you guys team Brittany Furlan? Did everybody know who Ronnie Radke was prior? Deborah says, I'll take Sylvester Stallone. Totally with you. I would be, yes, Sly Stallone, I'm with. So people are asking, it's not him on Snapchat. No. So Ronnie Radke then on his social media did a whole thing where he was like, I don't even have Snapchat. And he tried to show a history of all of his apps, and he's never downloaded Snapchat, never been on it. And Brittany was like, wow, I could have sworn it was you. And Brittany also says, by the way, that she talks to a lot of artists. She and MGK are friends. She's got a lot of stand-up comedian friends. So, she DMs a lot of people. But it does kind of seem like Brittany is basically saying she got flirty with Ronnie Radke because her marriage is not great. Things are not good with Tommy. Can you imagine being married to Tommy Lee? No. Also, I'm not into rockers because I don't stay up late and I just can't deal with all the drama. You know what I mean? I'd be sound asleep. I'd be like, oh, fine, bone whoever you want. Fine, you want to do all the groupies on the bus? No problem. I just need to be in my REM, I mean, that's how I would be. Anyhow, that's it. It seems like this drama was super hot over the weekend and now not so much, but now you're caught up. Okay. By the way, if you're listening to this podcast and you are thinking to yourself, you know what? I need a podcast. I need a podcast with my husband. And did everyone just see Funny Marco, who I love, the comedian? Funny Marco just did an $8 million deal for his podcast. Guys, podcasts are getting guaranteed deals. And it's not just going to be Funny Marco. They're now winning Golden Globes. Podcasts are. You need my podcast course. GoBigPodcasting.com. Now, Father's Day is coming up. It's a perfect gift. Go Big 10. You get 10% off all of the courses. And by the way, you can also use Mom 15. Up it. Get the Mom 15 discount the entire month of May. 15% off from Podcasting 101. Or if you are listening to this and you have a podcast and you're like, why is it not making money? How is it that Funny Marco is getting a big deal? I know he does have millions of followers on Twitch, but believe me, my podcast, there are podcasts that are not as big as Funny Marco's and they're doing great. So if you're like, why isn't my podcast growing? Why isn't it making money? It's not you. You just don't know the secrets and the tips that insiders and podcast networks do not want you to know. Go to gobigpodcasting.com. I'm sharing all my secrets and you get 15% off all the courses. Mom 15 at checkout. Okay. Love you all. Gotta go. Bye.